Hello artists! Welcome back to virtual art class with myself, Mrs. Yeagley, and Mrs. Konechka. We had a challenge for you last week. You had to create a portrait of your choosing with found objects of your choice. And once again, we had some great turnouts. So let's take a moment and recognize some of those portrait found object artworks. So here are some of those. Okay, so those were some great results. And if you have not had a chance to create your found object portrait yet, there is still time and we would love to see those. So once you create them, you can send them to our Google Classroom or you can email them to us, okay? This week, we have something really fun and we are going to be doing three-dimensional artwork. Our challenge for you this week is to create a three-dimensional aluminum foil figure. I'm sorry, I have snot running down my nose. All right, for our three-dimensional aluminum foil figures, we first have to recognize what three-dimensional artwork is. So I'll ask you, what is three-dimensional artwork? If you said that it has three dimensions, meaning length, height, and width, you are correct. So it's giving that whole other dimension that we can see and handle and hold, as opposed to a drawing or a painting that is just primarily two-dimensional, okay? So for your 3D figures, the materials that you're going to need for this challenge this week is aluminum foil. You don't need a lot unless you want to make like a whole army of figures. And then also you're going to need some scissors, okay? And potentially a permanent marker so that you can mark out your lines that I'm going to show you here in a minute where you can cut. If you don't have a permanent marker, that's fine. You can simply just make the cuts. You're going to need a total of 5 cuts. Okay, so let's take a look at this, what's in front of me. This aluminum foil, as you can see, it's more rectangular. Okay, I am laying it out with having it taller versus wider. Okay, so not this way, this way. And you're going to notice that I have, like I said, you're going to be doing 5 different cuts. So these 2 lines up here, they kind of angle a little bit. Don't have them come too close together or else you're going to end up tearing it when you start to cut this out and turn and create your figure. Okay, you need a little space there. This area is the head. I know you might not be able to see that. Okay, so that's why I'm pointing these out. These 2 sections right here are going to be our arms. Let's come down. We're going to draw 2 lines coming in, giving some space though for our torso right here. Because if we think about a figure, we've got a head, arms, torso, and then our torso goes into our hip area and our legs. Okay, so these are our 2 legs. So we've got one kind of in the center, one straight line going up, but still make sure that you're giving, it's almost like the size of the palm of my hand a little bit with even a little bit room for my fingers. That's about how much space I am leaving open here that I'm not going to cut, all right? So when you have those lines drawn out, and if you want to label them so it's helpful for you, you can do that. I want you to take your scissors and we are going to start to cut them, and I'm going to show you how to twist it and put it together. So cutting first, I'm going to cut my lines up here at the top where my head and my arms are. I would make sure that it's important that they're that you end in the same spot on either side. Like if you were to, draw an imaginary line there, they would match right up, not be too curved. Cutting these lines in for the torso and kind of where our hips will start. And this line on the bottom is gonna divide our legs, okay? I'm gonna put these aside. I don't really need these anymore unless you end up doing a little bit of trimming, okay? So to get started, you might be thinking, whoa, how is this gonna even turn into like one of these little guys right here? Well, I'm gonna first pinch it together, okay? Pinching it together like this. Almost looks like a star, okay? Now I am going to simply just squeeze each section because I'm making it a little bit smaller for myself so I can start to see this figure coming together, okay? Now, don't just stop there, okay? That would be kind of lazy. I want you to continue to mold this and shape it and be thinking about those actual parts of your own body, okay? Your shoulders, your elbows, your hands, okay? What is the general shape of those? Think about your knees, your feet, okay? Your head. Our head is rounded, not necessarily straight like this. So I'm gonna pinch this together a little bit right here for the neck area. Then I'm gonna kind of bend this down and kind of try and create myself a little bit of a head, okay? Here we have a little bit of a head. Now coming over here, I'm gonna kind of twist, pushing it together to kind of create that shoulder, pinching, 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 okay? And then just shaping it. The more you pinch and kind of push it together, it will get smaller, okay? But you can kind of always unravel it, which I think is kind of nice. Okay, pushing this together kind of in the center here, thinking about our upper body and torso area. Okay, pinching together. And pinching and I'm kind of twisting. Okay, you can kind of see it there. I'm kind of pinching and twisting. Just gonna give it a little bit more stability. Okay. Right, my shoulders up here, pushing those together. Okay, I can go back and kind of play around with that after I get everything kind of generally shaped. Okay, come down here into my legs, pinch, okay, and into my feet. I'm gonna, I just pinched a little bit up like this to actually create, you know, a little bit of a foot there. Okay, it's just kind of curved. I'm not gonna see like little toes, but it's just kind of curved to kind of show that. My ankle here, I'm gonna push this together. So right here's my calf up into my knee. Okay, remember our knee wouldn't be all the way up here. It's about halfway down. Okay, and back up here. Working on my second leg. Oh, twist again. I find that twisting it makes it feel like it's holding together better, and then I can manipulate it. So pinching first initially, but then really kind of twisting it to get it into that shape that you want. Okay. Let's see here, and kind of make his feet kind of bend. Right. Okay. Now, the fun part, in my opinion, is thinking about how you want them to be positioned. Is this like an athlete, or is this a dancer? So you can try and construct this and shape your person into anything you would like, okay? This is a really skinny hand compared to my other one, so I'm gonna bend this a little bit. So I'm starting to think about trying to create some similarities between the two hands, the 2 feet, okay? There we go. Look at that. See how fast that was? It really doesn't take very long. You could create a lot of them, okay? And which I think would be pretty fun. I know that my 3-year-old had a lot of fun with me creating these and playing around with them before his nap time today. And so the next part, once you have created your figures, okay, I encourage you to take your figures and put them into just fun little places and take a picture. I want to show you a couple things I did. As you can see, I had some fun with these two. They're just getting ready to paint, right? But I also have a couple of other pictures of them in different places outside today, so in my house. So let's take a look at some of those pictures and hopefully give you some inspiration of what you can do with your figures. hope you had fun seeing those, and I hope that you can come up with some fun places to put your figures in. Take pictures of them and post it to my Google Classroom or Miss Konechka's. Okay, so I hope that you feel inspired by seeing what I have done and Mrs. Konechka has done, and I'm really hoping that you're going to enjoy working in 3 dimensions this week and using something very simple at home as aluminum foil. So go ahead and do that, send them to us, and that is it for now. Have fun. Bye.